the Silicon Savannah in Kenya, which, by the way, is already a $1 billion tech hub. Already a $1 billion tech hub. Finally, we're ensuring democracy delivers for our people. That includes Kenya's diaspora community here in the United States. 2 years ago, the nation's first Black Vice President, President Kamala Harris, launched the nation's first Presidential Advisory Council on African Diaspora Engagement. Today, we're building on her work to strengthen long-standing bonds between our people. I also want to thank you, Mr. President, for taking action to implement the long-awaited Public Benefits Organization Act, which provides historic protections for civil society and NGOs all across Kenya. Like you, I believe the future is going to be won by countries that unleash the full potential of the population, including civil society, women, and young people. I look forward to working together to implement this act and jump-starting anti-corruption reforms, promote democratic values, and bind our nation together. Now, let me close with this. Taken together, these are responsibilities Kenya and America must meet in the years ahead. Meet them together as partners for security, for prosperity, for innovation, and most importantly, for democracy. But I know these responsibilities will wake the best in us. And I know we'll not only bring our nation together, but I want to thank you for, again, Mr. President, for being here and knowing we have even bigger dreams in South Africa and our country. Floor is yours.
Thank you. On behalf to express my deep gratitude for the warm welcome we have received on our arrival and the excellent hospitality of the American people. My visit provides us, Mr. President, with the opportunity to celebrate 60 years of bilateral relations rooted on shared values of freedom, democracy, rule of law, equality, and inclusivity. My visit takes place at a time when democracy is perceived to be retreating worldwide. The accelerating drift toward regimes indifferent to democratic values is a deep concern to us, and I believe it is time the U.S., working with Kenya, deploys its capabilities and rally like-minded democratic countries to set up the its strategy and strengthen its support for Africa, as discussed at the U.S.-Africa Leadership Summit, by enhancing its investment in the institutions of African integration and increasing support for peace and security. As we take this historic step of elevating our partnership to be more effective in addressing global challenges, it is important for us to appreciate that many countries in Africa, including Kenya, are struggling emergence of multiple shocks, including extreme climate events, debt distress, is to divert national resources from investment in people and economic growth into managing climate-induced crisis and servicing sovereign debt. For this reason, I have underscored the imperative for our partnership to facilitate recovery from these multiple crises, and particularly for the United States of America to take a leading role in a comprehensive debt resolution framework by doubling contribution to the concessionary financing window of the World Bank, and also to work with the IMF on rechanneling FDRs to institutions like the Africa Development Bank to further leverage on private sector funding to support countries. Unless this is done, and done immediately, the values of freedom, democracy, and the rule of law are in great jeopardy. On regional peace and security in the Horn of Africa and the Great Lakes region, I express optimism that Kenya and the US will innovatively design a